Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here in Navora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. It is year 2, day 3 for EDSS here in the Realm Reborn, as we continue our quest to gain Edie an enhanced lance, known specifically as the Gay Bulg. We've made some progress so far by clearing 2 brand new trials, but we now have to go on a journey to revisit some old ones. And the only way we can do that is by speaking with Minfilia. Now, when we speak with her, we will be given an option to continue on with the new main story, or by taking on the opportunity to fight some enemies that we fought before. So, we're going to take the latter, in this case, taking the challenge called A Recurring Problem. Minfilia has your need of your talents for a re-emerging Primal problem. Hello everyone. I know you've scarce had a chance to rest, but I'm afraid there is still work to do. The Ultima weapon's destruction, it would seem, has served to embolden the beastmen who now seek to call down their gods once more. Even as we speak, the Emulsia, the Ixol, and the Kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning rites, and that is but the half of it. Much to our dismay, all 3 tribes are somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. Oh, my turn to say something. Basically, this means the Primals will be stronger than they were before. Far stronger. Their previous incarnations will seem as pale imitations. The beast tribes, we believe, began holding crystals of vengeance in the wake of the Ultima weapon's maiden appearance. You will remember that time it devoured 3 primals in one sitting. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential primal outbreak. Alas, due to the losses they incurred to ensure the success of Operation Archon, they are ill-equipped to take any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded that they must needs turn to us once more. To thee. The etheric ways that were observed in Mordona do not appear to bear a connection to any beast tribe. Yet much and more still remains beyond our knowing. We must be prepared for all possibilities. I am loath to send you into the midst of the danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the Primals than you. Will you undertake this mission, Edie? You can count on me, Lady Minfilia. You have my thanks. I truly do not know what we would do without you. Go ahead, Thancred. With circumstances as they were, I haven't had the chance to properly express my gratitude. Of course. I owe you my life, Edie. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. A string of failures had left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger that I might do right by my fellow Scions. But instead I caused all of you no end of grief and suffering. I swear to you it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I hope to return to my duties again soon. Well, we hope so there, Thancred. You've been through a lot. Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. Now then, back to the matter of the Primals. With no fewer than 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one sure step at a time. Urianger has the overview of the situation as it stands. Please speak with him to receive guidance on your mission. I believe that's a good idea. And so, quest is accepted, of course, as we now begin the opportunity to duel the new iterations of the 3 primals who we faced back in year 1. Namely Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda. But as mentioned before, these will be harder variations of the 3. And so it'll be up to us to deal with them. So all these people that you see here who have quests, if you were still doing level grinding prior to going into Operation Archon, these are level 47 quests that you can do to build up your experience. So, let's go ahead, because I want to raise my visor, because I didn't do that earlier, and speak with Oriange. Such knowledge as I possess of beast tribes and their primals is at thy disposal. Whether man or beast man, we are wont to seek power when plunged into the black depths of despair. That despair doth begin with the Emulger, who may have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. I believe we will do that. Yeah, you get no bonus for doing this, you just get the satisfaction of having done it. And if you wanted to, you have the level 46 option available. But yeah, we want to speak with Thancred right now, and take on his level 50 challenge entitled, Ifrit Bleeds, We Can Kill It. Thancred wants you to vanquish Ifrit, and has information that will help you to arrange an encounter. Confirmation has just arrived from the Immortal Flames. 'Tis as Oriange said, I fear. The Emulger have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of the Inferno is inevitable. I would like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldessian insisted I refrain from taking to the field where it concerns primals. I know not of the workings of it, but it would seem that recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. As much as I hate missing out on the fun for everybody's sake, I must sit this one out. Instead, I will focus on gathering and analyzing data. Now, the Immortal Flames have already conducted a preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may well have information that will be of use to you. Do pay a visit to the Hall of Fames. The Hall of Flames, yeah, not the Hall of Fames, and speak with Commander Swift. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless you remember Menphilia's words, but this Ifrit is a far cry from the Primal you first defeated. You will want to assemble your most dependable comrades for the mission. Be safe, my friend. And so, we will now go to Ul'dah, where the Immortal Flames are based, of course. And we'll want to speak with their Commander Swift. Yeah, I don't believe we ever crossed paths with Commander Swift during the main storyline. I think he only comes into play during this part. If he showed up prior to or just after defeating Ifrit for the first time, I can't quite remember off the top of my mind, but if he did, then it's certainly been quite a long time since we've had any contact with him. So let's put a little spring on our step, because it's not that far of a walk to the Immortal Flames. In fact, it's right over here. So, hello there, Commander Swift. In fact, since I am crossing paths with you, perhaps it would be in my best interest to dress in my Maelstrom uniform. Commander? Edie, we thank you for your coming. The Flame General will be heartened to hear that you have answered the call. As we have already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit has returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. The Primal is to be found in his domain, the Bowl of Embers. To get there, you must use the Beastman Aetherite, found within the depths of Zaharak, the Emulger stronghold. The Emulger have constructed their own Aethernet from salvaged Aetherite shards. This being the case, you should be able to use it without problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is far stronger than the last. Facing him with any fewer than 7 of your status comrades would be ill-advised. That is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. I shall pray for your victory and safe return. Thank you, Commander. Allow me to return the favor with the Storm Salute as soon as I can put it up on my screen. Commander? And so with that in mind, we now must make our way to Zaharak. And the best way to get there, after I change back from being Dragoon, is to warp to Southern Thanlin. And so, away we go. So yeah, it's been a while since we've been to Southern Thanlin. Of course, this was the place where we had quite a bit of a nasty confrontation with the refugees here at Little Alamigo, who did not take very kindly to our presence, even though it was meant for the purest and most noble of intentions. So, we will head down. This will be basically, it will be to the southeast of where we are. Yeah, it'll be right down at the far end of that canyon it'll be in. It'll be in a canyon. So we want to find a place that we can access this place from. And it looks like it will be over here. It looks like my chocobo is not all that enthusiastic about its dropping yet. But eventually it does happen. And over... Oh, yeah. When you see something like that where you have the option to speak with someone to take on a particular fate, you have a window of time before that fate goes away and the person connected to it disappears for a while. Okay, so we want to keep going this direction. Now, all the enemies around here, they're going to be in the 40s. They're going to be in the mid-40s and the high 40s in terms of experience levels, which means, and since they're all beast tribes, and since the beast tribes are all feral enemies, we will be targeted frequently as we pass through their territory. I mean, after all, we are invading, as it were. But yeah, this is the Zaharak territory. And I got struck by an archer. More than once. But I believe I'm out of his range now. There we go. And we're going to pass right through a fate. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of fates like this that are going to be very high level, but are virtually untouched. Because a lot of people these days, when they're wanting to attempt fates, they'll just go to a level 4. They'll just do it all in Kerthus. The large majority of people these days, if they want to do high-level fates, they'll do them in Kerthus. Yeah, you can burn me as much as you want, but it ain't gonna do you much good. Well, it's not doing me much good either, because, yeah, I'm getting hit by everything, and of course it doesn't help that I've had the heavy status affliction placed on me. And it won't wear off for another 3 seconds. Correction, it will not wear off for another 20 seconds. Yeah, magicians, their fire puts the heavy on you, much like if you're using a white mage. That happens when you use the stone ability, which is the basic attacking ability of a white mage, is the stone ability. That will also cause heavy to be cast on you. Yeah, slowly but surely we're getting through. Thankfully, the Emulger are just as slow as we are. And they keep putting heavy on me. It's like, damn you. Alright, you know what? Screw this crap. You're gonna treat me like this, then I'm gonna fight back. Yeah, screw you people. Just remember, you made me do it! Okay, yeah, that guy with the level 50, that's actually recognized as a hunt enemy. Yeah, it's a new thing that was introduced, I think it was like patch 2.3. That allows you to fight special enemies wherever they may be, and depending on what you're fighting, you can actually get a bonus for it. You used to get bonuses off of hunt enemies that had a blue icon on them, but no longer. That's no longer possible. And that guy with the blue icon right there, Albin the Ashen, he was under initial 2.3 circumstances, he would have been. He could have given you some awards, but just beating him now gets you nothing. So, ultimately, this is where we wanted to get to, the Zaharak Aetherites. Finally made it to the end of the canyon, and it's protected in this little cave. So let's go ahead and attune to it, and once we have done that, then we will have successfully completed this mission. And so now, we have Ifrit Hard Mode unlocked. So, I will take a quick time out to get ourselves ready for that particular challenge, and I will be right back for us to take on Ifrit in Hard Mode. So, once we get that locked in, it'll only be a matter of time, so be back in a moment. Okay, we now have access to Hard Mode for Ifrit. So, much like the first battle, with a solar eclipse, comes the big, ugly, horny Ifrit in all his scary glory. What the? Did someone quit? Or did someone end up getting disconnected? because when you see light party, that means someone got disconnected. Well, we still have 7 people. Ooh, we lost one of the healers. Well, that could set us back a bit. Yeah, we could get stalled for quite a moment if a healer isn't able to support us here. In fact, it might not be surprising if people just completely abandoned entirely because of the fact that one of the healers either DC'd or quit. This is a pretty confident healer if this person thinks that they can run solo. Well, let's hope for our sakes that he or she can. So here we go. So there will be additional challenges that one will have to face when dealing with Ifrit on hard mode. The biggest challenge will be that Ifrit will now have new abilities that he will use from time to time. They'll usually come at various intervals depending on either how long you've been in the fight or how much you've damaged him. So far it starts out pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Yeah, Eruption is an ability we've seen before. Basically, the ground starts cracking beneath wherever it is that if we used Eruption, it cannot be stunned. So here is one of the new abilities. Ifrit basically gets to one side of the field of battle, and as you saw, he just went like a bolt to the other. If you cross his path, you take damage. And obviously, you don't want that to happen. Let's see how well we do with a single healer. Now, if we can pull this off, I'll be very impressed. Yeah, you can see where the ground split right down near where I was. We were standing underneath that when the eruption went off. Would have taken damage. It would have been pretty substantial. Probably not enough to kill me, but it still would have been devastating. Okay, so now Ifrit once again will go from one side of the field to the other. And the healer turned out to be the one caught in the path. Yeah, healer, you're the last person we want to see caught in the path of Ifrit. There'll also be some additional things that I did not really pay that much attention to when I initially did this fight, but I will point them out when they show up as well. Other things that we'll need to take into consideration as we're doing this battle. Yeah, Radiant Plume is another ability that Ifrit did in the original fight as well. Basically, it's like multiple AoE spreading out in multiple areas. Sometimes it'll be on the perimeter, sometimes it'll be on the inside of the field of battle. You just have to make sure you're not staining it like this when it goes down. Like that monk was. Yeah, the guy with the 3 strikes, that's a monk, which is the enhanced version of a pugilist. Now, as you saw, Ifrit actually spawned a clone of himself to increase the number of times he could use his dash attack. And the further you get him down, then he will have a 3rd version of himself. He'll have a 2nd clone to do that same attack. So he'll have a triple dash, as it were. I will not be doing so there, Ifrit. Okay, now, here's something that you do have to deal with in the regular battle, as we finally get a healer to replace the one we lost. The Infernal Nails. These things, you have to destroy them within a certain time frame. If you don't, then Ifrit will use his ultimate ability and will wipe out your party. There are 4 Infernal Nails as opposed to 1 in the original battle. And all 4 must be destroyed before you get incinerated completely by Ifrit. If you get them all 4 down in time, then when Ifrit uses his ultimate ability, it will not kill you. Unless you're at really low HP, then yeah, it will. But we should be fine. Yeah, only about half health was lost. Yes, we are. Now, all I need is an opportunity to unleash for getting the maximum limit break. Okay, now the eruption's starting to chase us. You can basically run into where the eruption was cast after it goes off and you won't take damage. But it has to have gone off first. Now, as you just saw, 3 versions of Ifrit. 2 clones to do the dash attack. Alright, Radiant Plume's on perimeter, don't need to worry about it. Alright, going for the ultimate limit break that DPS like myself can do. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Was it worth it? It was worth it. Yeah, if you end up seeing yourself getting caught in something like that, but your HP is high enough, you should survive. Oh boy. Yeah, we're just getting chased now. Oh, wow. That could have been very devastating, that position of the Radiant Plume. We should be getting close to beating him now, because even with only one healer for the longest time, we were doing very well. Yeah, the one healer was very confident in themselves, and they had all the reason in the world to be that way. Oh, there's no way to escape this. I'm gonna have to take damage. Oh, I threaded the needle somehow. And I'm gonna have to thread the needle again here, because yeah, I'm not chancing it with triple dash there. Yeah, if you can't get to safety by going to the side, stepping in between two clones of Ifrit is the best alternative. It won't be much longer now, we've almost got him. Yeah, this takes a little longer than it usually does for this fight, but of course, there were various reasons, including having one of our healers BC, and also the fact that there are a lot of lower strength people in the field, like myself. Oh crap! We lost that one monk there I was talking about before. And you gotta be careful. The Radiant Plume is nothing to sneeze at. But it's almost over. Let's look to the side here. Alright, we got it. Victory is ours over Ifrit once again. And for the second time, he will be rendered into nothing but ash. Yeah, we don't get the fancy victory scene when we win, but hey, we still get the victory, and that's what matters. And we even get an opportunity, since this is hard mode, to obtain a special item. We have to play for it, and it turns out we got it. Yeah, if people are... As it was in the hard mode of... as it was in Aim to Poor Keep on day 2, more often than not, people... If it's something that is not special for them, that won't help them out, then it's of no use to them. Because odds are they'll likely have a weapon or a piece of armor that's stronger than what's available. So always take advantage of the opportunity to play for it, and if you do get it, you can exchange it for seals, which can help you as far as getting stuff that you need. Now, if I remember correctly... Howling Eye has to be accessed through Kerthus. It can't be accessed the way that we did before through an airship. Oh, but wait a minute, I still have to... Okay, no, I did that order wrong. Yeah, like, I can't access the Aetherite in Kerthus yet, because of the fact that I have been speaking with Urianger. So yeah, give me a minute and I'll... be right back, and we'll speak with Urianger to get the challenge for Garuda going. So, back in a moment. Okay, back at the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, and it turns out we don't need to speak with Urianger about the next Primal duel that we have to do. We have to speak with Papa Limo about it, and so we'll take on the level 50 challenge entitled In for Garuda Awakening. Papa Limo would have you vanquish Garuda, who has returned stronger and bloodthirstier than before. Ah, Edie, I hear that you have triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less a feat than I would expect of a warrior of light, but well done all the same. Now, I have had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I am afraid to say, has also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Not to dishearten you, but in her latest incarnation, that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to the Aether before she can do any more damage. In the meantime, Ida and I will assist the Order of the Twin Adder in their recovery efforts. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm that shielded her domain. Well, that storm is as a spring breeze besides what she has raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it. And so we must count ourselves fortunate that the Order of the Twin Adder chanced to discover a beastman aetheryte leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, I suggest you pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and have words with Commander Hulois. He will be able to tell you about the said aetheryte, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. And so, to the Adder's Nest in Gridania. To the Adder's Nest in Gridania, where we will make our next move. In fact, much like the Immortal Flames headquarters in Ul'dah, the Order of the Twin Adder's headquarters is not all that far from where the main aetheryte is here in Gridania. So let's pull our spring right into it. Cross over the bridge in order to get there, and we will speak with the person we need to speak to. Now, this person here, the Serpent Lieutenant, this person actually can help you with a completely different Beast Tribe quest altogether. It has nothing to do with any of the 4 that we met in the main story from before. The Amalja, the Ixal, the Kobolds, or the Sahagan. Yeah, well actually, it will have to do with the Ixal, but in a completely different way. I won't show it off here because I don't have what I require, but it's definitely something that, if you're into crafting, this is definitely something that you will want to take advantage of when you speak with Lieutenant Scarlet here. Even though, of course, she's wearing the yellow and brown of the Maelstrom. So, enough jabber-jabber about that. Commander Hulois! Ah, Edie of the Scions, we are grateful for your aid. As you will already know, the accursed Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and I realized I am not in uniform. Since her return, she has wasted no time unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both the Troll's Wood and Carthus. She must be stopped, and soon, lest more lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request that you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternate way into her domain. The Ixal have constructed an aetheryte within Natalan, their stronghold in the central highlands of Carthus. This aetheryte will take you to Garuda's tempestuous realm. Wield this discovery to the Ishgardians, who the Elder Seedseer has desired to repay the kindness you showed them. For the sake of our people as well as theirs, may your mission be met with success. And so now with that taken care of, now we can go to Carthus. Yeah, I skipped a step or two there. But yeah, we want to go to Carthus after we speak with Papalymo, and after we speak with Commander Hulois of the Order of the Twin Adder. Yeah, getting a bit ahead of myself, but I'm just so excited to kick some Primal butt. Because, hey, that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so I mentioned before about various fates having an opportunity to have a window of opportunity to access them. Well, the one that is just walking away right now is perhaps the most notorious. It's a 3-tier fate that I mentioned before in main story that deals with a dragon called Svara. I didn't have the opportunity to show it properly. I may eventually, but as far as right now is concerned, of course, I just want to focus on going over here. And looks like there's a bit of discord because there's 2 really big, powerful fates going on right now. Not only Svara, but also a fate that, unlike the normal 15-minute window of opportunity to complete, takes 30 minutes. And you have to deal with an enemy that really is powerful, and its ultimate move can kill you in one shot. And since you don't have the luxury of people to heal you right away, because you'll be in such a insane frenzy, you'll basically be screwed if you get killed. So, we don't want to deal with any of that. We just want to get to where we need to go. So where we want to get to is going to be beyond the campfire here. I want to go this direction. Yeah, Nadalin is notorious as a maze. It's very easy to get lost around here. As you can see, if you know what you're doing, and if you've been here a lot of times like I have, you'll find your way around easily. One last turn, and we have almost made it. And looks like we will have to be fighting to protect ourselves here. Unless I get to the far end, and they give up. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, they've broken off. Okay, so yeah, we've been here before. Or, as far as being in Nadalin is concerned. But now we have to attune to the Aetheryte to gain access to the Howling Eye. So we're leaving the Snowy Blizzard here in Kethis to gain access to the gusty Howling Eye where Garuda lurks. So, we'll get that started right away. So, take a quick timeout and we'll be right back for the duel with Garuda. And so now it is time for the second hard mode Primal duel. Against the last Primal that we had to fight in the main story last year. The Wicked Witch of the Winds, Garuda. And so we will no doubt see her scary fury being unleashed once again here. She's ready to let it all hang out. And you'll know she's ready to unleash her fury when she unleashes that harpy scream. And of course, known for a banshee laugh. That would be Skype, but unfortunately, I'm busy. I love to chat with my new friends in my new FC, but unfortunately, I have a fight to do. Yeah, we'll get to all the good stuff later with my new FC, but we have a new fight to deal with against Garuda. So basically, this one handles the same way as the original one did. Like the Titan, or rather like the Ifrit fight, there'll be some new additional challenges that you're going to have to deal with fighting Garuda as it was like Ifrit. There'll be new patterns to deal with, there'll be new attacks to deal with, and much like the battle against Ifrit, Garuda will also have clones to deal with. But the good news about the clones in this battle is that unlike the ones in the Ifrit battle, you can actually attack them. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Because right now we need to focus on dealing with this scary freak of nature. And she just unleashed a whole bunch of plumes, which we must get rid of right now, because all these plumes, they're bad to us. They're hazardous to our health, and if we don't destroy them, then we will suffer a lot of damage. And you don't want that when fighting Garuda. That is the last thing you want. Yeah, and as you may have noticed, I haven't mentioned this yet, but much like the battles against, much like the Fleet battle, this one runs in a similar style as the last two dungeons did in the main story back in year 1. That we're fighting with 8 as a party as opposed to 4. Yeah, I think I want to stay clear. Because, yeah, plus it's also in our best interest to go to the perimeter because, yeah, now these plumes, all these additional feathers that we have to deal with, are on the perimeter. And there are things that we must eliminate in order to minimize the damage taken against us. As you were able to see before, we were not able to successfully defeat all of them previously. But the more we can eliminate to minimize the damage against us, the better. Right. Reckoning comes. How bad will it be? Well, it wasn't all that bad, actually. It could have been worse. I cannot tell where to stand on Garuda. And that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, you people with dirty American minds. I know you're out there. I know you watch these videos. Bring it, Garuda. Because, yeah, we've got you down to about a third of your health. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, so you saw one of the new additions she has are these that she can now spawn tornadoes. So that's not good. Okay, here are the clones. Charada and Sukarna. It doesn't matter which one you kill first, just as long as you kill them both, because you need to kill them in order to survive. Most people will prefer to eliminate Charada first. From what I've seen in strategy guides online on YouTube from people like MTQ Capture and Mr. Happy 1227, there's really, it doesn't matter who you kill first, either Charada or Sukarna, just as long as you kill them both before Garuda goes away, or else she'll use her ultimate's ability and wipe you out. And you don't want that. You do not want that under any circumstances whatsoever. So I think actually, I don't think I'm the only Dragoon who's new here. I think the other Dragoon is new here too, because I know they got killed and their HP is rather low, so. Okay, Satin Plume. Now, if it gets to this point, if battles lasted this long, then you're gonna need to really go full throttle here, because the Satin Plume can be the worst thing that can happen to you in this fight. It has to be eliminated very quickly, and the real pain is, if the battle stretches this long, you might notice that the tornadoes are actually going to start following us. So, immediate elimination, very important. In fact, I should be using the limit break. Oh crap. Did I not? Okay, I think someone else used it. Okay, now let's use it. Okay, I'm not being allowed to use it. Well, we won anyway. That's what matters. We won the battle, that's what matters. And Garuda comes crashing down to Earth. She will not be getting an unceremonious departure like she did before, and I'll give my commendation to the other Dragoon, because I want my brother and sister Dragoons to succeed. So let's see who gets this particular treasure. I don't think it was me, because I didn't get that good enough of a roll. Yeah, it went to someone else. Alright, that's okay. I'm okay with our victory. That's what matters. So now we've got 2 of the challenges down. With Ifrit and Garuda both successfully slain, there's only 1 Primal hard duel left to clear, and we'll take care of that next time. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Year 2 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will return to the Signs of the Seventh Dawn to get the initiative set for the start of our 3rd and final Primal duel to get the last steps needed to get the Enhanced Lance for Edie. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.